What's going on, everybody? My name's Darby Weiss. This is the Iron Emporium Royal Rumble Show. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Darby Weiss, and of course, this is the Iron Emporium. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad it's Sunday, and I'm glad I get to do this every single Sunday. This really does. It helps me a lot. This helps me get my thoughts out, and I hope that it helps you guys, because you know what? That's what this is all about. This is all about motivating everybody around us. I'm so tired. I am so tired. I'm sick and tired of everybody just being, just going through the daily motions, all right? And I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes you just get in that rut and you just go through the daily motions. You just go through the routine. You just start doing it, whatever. Today is not one of those days, all right? Today is Sunday. Let's get motivated, all right? Because the week is coming. Monday's coming for a lot of people. Mondays are hard. I don't believe in Mondays being hard, but you know what? A lot of people do. So let's get out there and get motivated. All right, anyway, first up, I've got some notes today, all right? So I want to get into those here in just a second. But of course, I need to thank my Patreons, because without you guys, it's not that this would be pointless, but you guys make this 10,000 times more motivating for me to do, because the fact that there's somebody out there that wants to support this show. And it's not one person. It's not two people. We're up to like 6 people now. That's incredible. Between that and the gains in YouTube support, like that stuff's been awesome. So anyway, to my Patreons, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Mike Guerin, Josh Wahlberg, Julian Siller, Cody, Nick Johnson, Mackenzie Dewar. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are phenomenal. I know, all of you guys personally, and it really does help. It means a lot. So if you're interested in getting your name into that layout, hey, swing over to patreon.com/Iron Emporium, and you can pledge your support over there. It helps me out. It helps the show out. And quite frankly, I don't do this for the money, but hey, money's cool, and it helps. So anyway, all that money, just so you guys know, the money that does come in from this, that comes in from merchandise, that comes in from Patreon, all of that, I don't like just buy dumb shit with it. Like, I buy stuff for the show. Right now we're working on a new camera, so that's next, and that's what all this money goes to. It does not go to me to kind of just pad my pockets. No, it goes back into the show. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. To all my YouTube supporters out there, thank you guys so much. Keep sharing this. Keep encourage people to share it on their social media. Let's help a lot of people. Let's grow the YouTube platform. Let's grow the Patreon, and let's try and motivate as many people as we can, because I love doing this, and I know I would do this regardless. But man, it motivates the hell out of me when you get to look at that number. It just, like, week after week it goes up. So that it's awesome, and it really does help. So anyway, a couple notes. All right. Number one, I'm trying my hardest to get into a better camera setup and get so the shows look better. And that way, because I would like somewhere in the future to do some live streams. All right. I'm not saying that's going to be like a for sure thing, but if I can work out the kinks in the camera setup, if I can work out the YouTube presence thing, I want to do some live streams so you guys can see this done live. You guys can ask questions, stuff like that. So anyway, keep that in mind, that if we get this thing worked out, if we get the camera setup worked out, we're gonna live stream, all right? And it's gonna be awesome. Okay, even if it's just like, I'll walk you guys through how I do some of the stuff. I was thinking about even walking through some workouts, some stuff like that. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to in a live stream. Anyway, speaking of workouts, so right now the Patreon tiers, so I've got 2 tiers, right, for Patreon. You get the $2 tier and the $10 tier. We have nobody in the $10 tier, and I never will expect somebody to be in there. But up to this point, okay, and I've debated for a long time on doing this or not, on having things that are Patreon exclusive. But what the fuck? You guys are paying for something. You may as well get something out of it. All right? You may as well get something out of it instead of just giving me money because, reasons. So I've decided to do a couple things, okay? I'm going to change up the Patreon, and you guys will start seeing that today, and it will start taking effect next week. All right? So a few things that are going to happen. So in the $2 tier, okay? So if you're in the $2 tier, you're going to start getting PDF files, right? I'll upload them to Patreon. You just can go on Patreon and download them, or you can screenshot them. I don't care how you do it. I'm going to start uploading directly from this book, right? This is my workout log, one of them. I'm going to start uploading my workouts. So you guys, if you're interested in following along with what I'm doing, I'm going to start from the back and kind of move forward as we go. But I'm going to do 3 of those a week. So every week, you're going to get 3 of the workouts from my workout log. I'm going to do one blank, and I'm going to do one with my weights and reps in it, so you guys can kind of see where I'm at, and you can work off of that, so you guys get an idea. So that'll be for the $2 tier. All right. So if you're in that $2 Patreon tier, you guys will start seeing. And I'm gonna send this out in a message, like a group message to everybody on Patreon. I'm also gonna put it, on Facebook and things like that. That you guys are gonna start getting 3 workouts per week. I mean, directly from what I do and what I'm doing. All right. They're gonna be. I don't know that I'm gonna go back way back to the beginning of the book. I think I'm honestly gonna probably start. It'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm gonna start. You guys will get my Monday workouts. You guys will get my Wednesday workouts. You'll get my Friday workouts. Yeah, basically that's how it's gonna work. All right. So just so you guys are tracking on that, that's what's gonna happen in the $2 tier. I'm also thinking about doing some of my car ride videos that will be exclusive to those $2 Patreons. All right. Now, for the $10 Patreons that we don't have, but maybe someday we'll get. All right. If you are in that $10 tier, if you are in that higher tier, so Patreon makes you, if you don't know, Patreon makes you have a minimum of 2 tiers. All right. You can't just have one. Like, I started with just one, and they yelled at me, so I had to add another one. All right. Like, I got a nasty email like, you only have one, you only have one tier, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to make any money. It's like, I don't care. It's not to make money. But anyway, so I started the $10 tier. All right. So in that $10 tier, if you do subscribe to that $10 tier, I'm going to start doing some online coaching. I mean, obviously, if you're local to me and you want to do live coaching, we can do that too. But if you're not local, we can do some online coaching, whether it be Skype or Zoom or whatever. We'll get all those kinks worked out here in the near future. And I'm also going to start doing 5 custom workouts per week for you guys. So as soon as we start seeing some of those $10 Patreon tiers being filled up, we're going to start doing some custom workouts, and it's going to be more directed to what your end goals are. All right. So for me, I do a lot of strongman work, and I work towards a lot of strongman end goals. If that's not your thing, okay, no worries. We'll coach you in the direction you want to go. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. So obviously you'll get all the benefits of the $2 tier, and then a few more. All right. So keep an eye out for that. I'm already like 10 minutes into this thing. We haven't even gotten into the show yet, but I wanted to let you guys know what's going to change, what's going to start happening. So anyway, enough with that. Keep an eye out. All of my Patreons, you guys are all going to get notified when that starts next week, and you'll get notified of the changes being made. All right. So if you guys are interested in those workouts, definitely swing over and check them out. As soon as I start uploading it, tomorrow will be the first one, or rather Monday. All right. Monday will be the first one, and it will be Labor Day, actually. Crazy enough, it'll be Labor Day. Put in that labor, you know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, let's jump right into the show now. That's enough of me just kind of yammering on. Today's one of those shows. that I've been looking forward to. I mean, I look forward to all of them, but today's one of those shows that I'm probably going to get a little agitated on, because it's something that hits me at my core. All right. And it's actually a conversation I was having with my mom, right? So mom, hey, shout out to you. Anyway, we were talking about people that, you know, start things and then quit, right? So generally speaking, you get about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of raw motivation, of you know, that it's almost like adrenaline, right? Where you want to do something, you have the ability, you have the want, you have the drive to make these changes, right? But after about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, if you're a little bit more hard, you know, a little bit more headstrong, it starts to fade. And you start taking or trying to take shortcuts. Start trying to angle your way into something different. You start trying to do these things that at the end of the day are going to make you quit whatever you're trying to do, whatever that goal is that you've set out to do, right? So, and I'm not going to name any names here. I'm going to try and be as vague as possible, because if somebody listens to this, I don't want them to be like, oh, hey, we were talking about you. No, that's not what this is about. But it's a good example, right? So somebody who starts something with good intentions, right? And because they commented on my mom's work ethic. So my mother has, I mean, that's where I got it from. My mother has an absolutely outrageous work ethic. Like, she can't not work. She can't not train. She can't not do whatever she sets her fucking mind to. She's going to do it. She's going to accomplish it. And that is awesome. Like, she needs no encouragement. She needs none. She builds her own encouragement. And that's what I'm telling all of you to do. Right? And people around her see that. And they're like, well, I want some of that. Well, I can do that. Cool. Get out there and fucking do it then. But what happens is, my mom, who's been doing this for so long, who has built up this, you know, now her failures are her drive, right? Like we talk about here so often. Failures are what's driving her. Doesn't want to fail. Or when failure occurs, now that's just room for growth. That's room for growth, all right? Even through disappointments, there's no room. There's no excuse to stop. There's no excuse to quit. There's only fuel to push harder, right? And it's a mentality. You get into that state of mind, and that's all you can think about. That's all you can be about. You get on that path, and then either you walk a little ways and get off because it's a rough path. It's ragged. You're out of breath already after a month. Or you toughen up, you tighten your laces, and you start running down that path. I'm so tired, right? And I'm so tired of people who think that just because they start something, they're gonna fucking finish it. No. All right, David Goggins. If you've never listened to David Goggins, you absolutely. So I have 3 huge influences that kind of have revolutionized my way of thinking and have kind of revolutionized the way that I do this podcast, right? And you'll notice a lot of similarities if you listen to these people. One, of course, is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The guy is genuine, he's motivating, he's aggressive, but he's also a fucking human, right? The way he talks is believable. The other one, right, is one that I had never heard of before until I started, getting into all of this, like, serious motivation stuff. His name is Jocko Willink, right? Navy SEAL, like, just a all-around motivating guy. Like, to listen to him. He's got that voice, too, that's like, man, this old boy's been through some stuff. Like, he's motivating to listen to. He's very realistic. But he doesn't give a shit about your feelings. And the third one is David Goggins. If you've never listened to David Goggins speak, if you've never heard his story, look it up. Just look it up. You can YouTube him. He's all over the place. He's a motivational speaker. He's done some amazing things. And he's a huge, I don't agree with everything, and I don't agree with all of his views, and I don't agree with some of the way that his motivation, like the way he presents it. But I do agree with his mindset. And so, anyway, we're talking about, how, I got sidetracked. We're talking about how people, think that just because they start something, they get to finish it. You don't get to do fucking anything. You have to work for that. But David Goggins, right? That's where all this came from. David Goggins said, drop your entitled mindset because it's dead weight. Your entitled mindset is dead weight. Holy shit. So many people, though, think just because they start something that they get to finish, that they're entitled to finish. No, you're not entitled to shit. The only thing you're entitled to is getting to work harder than everybody around you because you have a goal in mind. So you're entitled to working hard to make it through the stressful portions of that, to make it through the workouts, to make it through the runs, to make it through the study sessions, to make it through the fucking day. Man, see, this is what I'm talking about. Some of these topics get me wound up tight because I see it so often, and I deal with it on like a daily basis. I deal with people who send me messages about, well, I'm not, and I'm not saying this is bad. Send me the messages, but I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I'm going to say here. And I do almost on a daily basis. When I get these messages, I tell people, I don't care. I don't care. You can give me 1,000 reasons why not. Just give me one reason why, and that's enough. That is enough to go out there and fucking do it. But you don't have the heart, you don't have the tenacity to just go out there and do it. Start being tired, though, of not being number one. It's time for no more excuses. It's time for no more cheat days. No more bullshit. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop lying to yourself. If you're training in whatever aspect it may be, even if it's not bodybuilding or strongman or running marathons or doing whatever, if it's studying, if it's work, if it's, moving to a new career, if you're training in whatever field that may be, it needs to be like breathing or walking. It needs to just come naturally. You need to stop forcing everything and just start believing in it. Start changing your mentality, right? And this is what this whole show is about, all right? Start changing your mentality from, I won't quit. I won't quit. No, I'm not going to quit this time. Start changing your mentality from the I won't quit to I can't quit. I can't. Stop giving yourself the opportunity. Stop giving yourself the opportunity to give up. Quitting is no longer an option for you. When you accept the challenge, quitting is no longer an option. You have come too far. You have given too much. You have given everything you've got to give up. You cannot give up. You cannot give in. You can't. You are on a path now where if you give up, if you quit, you're done. That's it. That's end of the line, end of the road. I said it, in, I think the video this last week. I was on my way home from the gym. And you can hit the snooze button, right? You can hit the snooze button. You can go back to bed and you can dream about those goals. You can dream about all those things that you want to do, all those things you want to accomplish. Or you can get up when that alarm goes off or before the alarm goes off. You can put on your big boy or big girl pants and actually get out there and work towards and achieve those dreams, achieve those goals and aspirations. Stop dreaming, start doing. Either get in and fucking be about it, or go sit in the fucking corner and cry about how hard it is. Because guess what? It's hard. But if you're going to choose the path of sitting in the corner, stay the fuck out of my way. I don't want you to speak to me. I don't want you to think about me because I have no time for that bullshit. And neither do you. It's time to start being aggressive. Start taking over your life. You are a powerful person. Start believing in yourself. Let your life exemplify how powerful you are. All of us are powerful. But so often we get so caught up in the shortcuts, in the easy way outs, in the mundane realities of life, that we forget to start just doing it. We forget that snooze button is going to be the death of us. Stop giving credence to those weak thoughts that turn into excuses and inaction. Stop giving credence to those weak thoughts. Get them out of your head. You don't have time for it. You don't want that in your life. You don't want those weak thoughts. Start making that one extra rep mentality part of your everyday, right? You're never going to stop when you should. You always need to go one step further. Like we've talked about so many times before, like we talked about a couple of weeks back, right? You don't stop at 100%, because that's where all people stop. They stop at 100%. You stop at 110%. You give it that one extra rep. You give it that one extra mile. You give it that one extra step. Because it's time to start achieving. It's time to start achieving. Life is full of disappointments, right? It's full of breakups. It's full of heartbreak. It's full of failure. It's full of life changes. It's full of death and chaos and madness. And so many things can be so disappointing. They are there to derail us from this path that we are walking. But even through those disappointments, there is no excuse to stop. There's no excuse to quit. You are giving credence to those weak thoughts, and those weak thoughts are becoming inaction. Push harder when disappointment strikes, when failure strikes, when hurt strikes. Turn that misery and pain into fuel for your fire. Stop sitting back and saying, I can't. Because you can. Change your mentality from the I won't quit mentality to the I can't quit mentality. I can't quit because I have given too much of my time. I have given too much of my effort. I have given too much of my life, too much of myself to whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whatever those dreams are that you're trying to achieve. You cannot and you will not quit, because there is nothing worse than feeling like a failure because you gave up when the finish line was right there, feet in front of you. And so that's what I mean by that, right? When you come to a point, right, and I've been there, when you come to a point where you feel like it's time to quit, it's time to give up, it's time to stop going forward, right? You get to that point and you have two options. You either quit, right? You give up, you stop, right? And I'm not even gonna say quit. I'm gonna say stop, right? You stop. You stop moving forward. You take a rest. You stop moving forward. But what you don't realize is if you took one more step, if you gave it one more hour's worth of effort, if you gave it one extra rep, you will have crossed the finish line every single the finish line only comes when you give it that one extra rep, that one extra mile, that one extra ounce of effort, that one final push. Push through the hard times. When I was talking to my mom, right, we were talking about a lot of this stuff, and I was kind of, because she bounced some things off me, like why is it like this? And so in kind of a general term, she was asking, why do people quit, right? Why do people give up? So my thought on why people give up is because they confuse rest with relaxation. Because they confuse the idea of resting, right, where you're still active, you're still engaged, your mind is still there, right? You're still focused on your goals, on your dreams, your aspirations. You're still focused on those. So you're actively engaging in things that will get you closer to them. But maybe you're taking that day to recover, right? Versus relaxation, which I despise, which is laziness, which is where instead of taking care of the yard work, on my day off, instead of, taking care of getting the oil changed, instead of, taking 45 minutes to stretch or, to prep my meals for the week or whatever it is I'm doing, right? Instead of doing those things, that's resting, right? Actively engaging in furthering your ambition. You're not doing those when you relax. When you relax, you're turning your mind off. You're shutting down. You're giving up on your goals. And I'm not saying that you can't relax. I do it. Absolutely. Everybody needs to. But on rest days, you rest, but you're actively engaged in resting. On days where you relax, and that's fine. But don't make the days you relax outweigh the days that you rest. Because when they do, when that comfort starts to set in, comfort is the most invasive drug of all. Let's see if I can find it here in my notes. I put something down about comfort, and it was there it is. I said this, I think 2 weeks ago, and I'll bring it up again. Comfort is a drug. Once you get used to it, it becomes addicting. Give a weak person consistent stimulation, good food, cheap entertainment, and they'll throw their ambitions right out the window. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. When you relax, that's fine. It's fine to relax. But don't make relaxing and resting intermingle. If you're going to take a day to relax, that's fine. But don't fool yourself by thinking your day to relax is your rest day. Your rest day, you are still actively engaged. I cannot, I can't say this enough. Drop your entitled mindset. Just because you start something does not mean that you are entitled to finish it. People don't want to do what it takes. They don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to work through the disappointment and the failure. They want to just be given. Drop that mindset. Change your mentality from I won't quit, which is giving you an option, an opportunity to give up, to I cannot quit. because it's no longer an option for you to give up or give in. I hope that today this motivated some of you to change your mindset a little bit. Make that one extra rep mentality part of your everyday. Start being tired of not being number one. It's time for no more excuses, no more cheat days, no more bullshit. Get up and get after it. I hope you guys stay motivated. Thank you all so much. Please do me this favor. Share this out on your social media. Help me grow my channel. Help me grow the YouTube channel. You can definitely check that out. I'll have it linked below. If you're interested in picking up some merchandise, you can do that. I'll have that linked also. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Just take a couple seconds, share this out, maybe help somebody else. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I cannot do this without you guys. It's absolutely an honor and a privilege to get to do this. Remember, stay hungry and stay foolish, my friends. Have a good rest of your day.